The Hanoi Hilton is located in the heart of Vietnam's capital city. The locals have always called it Hoa Lo. The name describes the place perfectly.
Hoa Lo means fiery furnace, and that's the way the prison got its name. Hoa Lo has another meaning as well, hellhole. And hellhole was a particularly apt name for what that prison became.
The prison dates back to 1901, when Vietnam is a colony of France.
Hoa Lo prison was built to hold Vietnamese citizens that rose up against the French regime or posed some threat to the French authority.
The prison is built to hold 460 prisoners, but before long it becomes overcrowded and bursts at the seams, and the conditions are rough.
It was dark, it was damp, it was a very primitive area, no comforts at all.
But in 1954, the French leave Vietnam. And 10 years later, during the Vietnam War, Hoa Lo becomes a hellhole for American airmen shot down deep in enemy territory. October 26, 1967. Naval aviator John McCain has been shot down by the Vietnamese. Severely injured, he is taken to the Hanoi Hilton and comes face to face with its lead interrogator, a man the POWs have nicknamed the Bug.
The Bug was nothing short of a sadist. He enjoyed torturing the prisoners. And so they named him the Bug, which was the lowest form that they could think of. When he first sees McCain, he sees him as a target. He was, after all, the enemy who had bombed their city. And it was the Bug's duty to inflict pain on him.
While McCain is being interrogated, his life is hanging in the balance. And he's told the only way he's going to get medical treatment is to give away military secrets.
Pain from his injuries that were so severe, he was in and out of consciousness the whole time. But McCain, very well trained, with a tradition of the Navy behind him, knew that he was only to give out name, rank, serial number.
McCain's time is running out. He has to come up with something fast. He has an idea. He motions for his captors. He has something to tell them.
He gave them what they thought was a little bit more information, members of his squadron, which turned out to be the Green Bay Packers starting lineup, but of course the Vietnamese did not know that.
Even in intense pain and with life-threatening injuries, John McCain manages to outsmart the Bug. So, the Bug summons the doctor.
A doctor came in, or something like a doctor, took one look at him and essentially figured that he probably wouldn't survive.
The Bug leaves John McCain for dead. But then, the Bug discovers a critical new piece of information about his captive.
John McCain's father was a Navy admiral. He was the commander of all the Navy forces in the Vietnam War.
When the North Vietnamese discovered who his father was, they realized they had a uniquely valuable prisoner.
The Bug quickly discovers John McCain's potential as a propaganda piece for the Vietnamese war effort.
If they could treat his injuries well, they thought perhaps he might be an ambassador for North Vietnam. Obviously, they didn't know John McCain very well.
At the 11th hour, McCain receives some rudimentary treatment for his life-threatening injuries.
The doctors, they tried 3 times to set his one arm that was broken in 3 places. They gave up and they just slapped a cast on it. They looked at his knee, they said, there's nothing we can do about this. And they bandaged it up and let it go. It was so severely infected, and that's what came close to killing him.
They offered him early release, But he knew that one of the rules among the POWs was that everyone goes home together. So John McCain, at great personal cost, refused very strong offers with a lot of persuasion to come home early.
And when word got out at the Hanoi Hilton that he had refused early release, they felt emboldened by it. He had abided by the code, and so should they.
John McCain endures another 5.5 years being tortured in Hoa Lo and other prisons. He spends 2 full years in solitary confinement. When McCain returns home in 1973, he is physically broken. He never fully recovers from his injuries.
McCain was never able to raise his arms above his shoulders again. He couldn't comb his own hair without help. When you saw him on the campaign trail years later, you would have never imagined that he was unable to do that because he was so vigorous and full of life and smiling all the time.